Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I've returned to my favorite disc golf course here in Houston, Bayou Bandit, to play a little round of disc golf. And I want to go over some things I'm going to be doing in the near future, but I also need to take a break. So that's essentially what this video is going to be about. I'm also going to try to have a decent score here. So I'm going to warm up and let's see how it goes. Okay, so I've sufficiently warmed up and I'm going to do 2 off the tee. I'm going to play around using the rules I used to have when I started the channel, where you get 2 off the tee, and then you get a mulligan off the tee for the front 9 and a mulligan off the tee on the back 9 if needed. They're always optional. Sorry, I'm really tired. It's been a long day. It's a Friday. It's the end of a long work week, and I'm just here to throw a disc. Hole 1, Bayou Bandit. I'm going to throw my TL and just see what happens. That was not good. I'm glad I'm doing 2 off the tee. I'm a little disoriented, a little disjointed right now, just mentally, because I know I've wanted to do this for the longest time, but I haven't sufficiently put in the words in my head what I want to say. So let's see if I can correct. Let's go that way, not that way. Got my T-bird. There we go. That's a lot more like it. Ooh, not a good skip. Okay, this is an unfortunate lie. The basket is completely blocked by this tree, so there's not a way I can get it in there. So I'm simply going to putt over there and have a tap in. There we go. So why do I need a break? Well, just to put things in context, I've probably made more disc golf videos than all but a handful of content creators in this space since 2020. I've filmed over 500 disc golf rounds, and that's essentially produced over 900 disc golf videos. A number of these rounds were like 18 holes where they're really long, and I divided it in half, have a front 9 and a back 9. So technically that's 2 videos, but you know, it's 1 round played. But I've also done a fair number of disc reviews, comparisons, a lot of form work videos, and I've just kind of reached a point where I've not only stopped advancing with what I'm doing, I'm taking steps back. And it's not just in the area of form work, it's in what I want to do for the channel. So I'll kind of elaborate on that as we go on. And really, this sport has been the most popular sport activity I've ever played in my life. I've played basketball, soccer, a little bit of softball, a little bit of baseball, you know, touch football, things of that nature. I've done a lot of bicycling, you know, cycling, and a lot of walking, trail walking. Those aren't really sports per se, but a lot of different activities. I actually did, you know, bodybuilding, weight training, strength training a long time ago. You wouldn't be able to tell now. But this has been the most enjoyable hobby I've ever had, and I've had a lot of hobbies. And so it's not like I'm tired of the game or anything like that. You know, the issues that I've had have been related to the game, but the game itself has been a blast. I'm still loving it. I'm still going to keep playing it, but I'm not going to be recording as much content over the next month or 2 just to give myself a little bit of a break. And I'll kind of go over that a little bit more in future holes. Well, I've pretty consistently hit that tree more often than not. Just to be honest, the enjoyable thing about this sport isn't just the game itself. You know, I've never been a fan of golf. In fact, I've only ever had golf on my TV whenever I was doing housework when I was growing up, and I just have it on just because there's nothing to watch pre-cable or when cable was just out there, and it was one of the few things we could watch. But I never liked golf, so I was very hesitant about disc golf because I didn't like golf. But something about slinging disc, throwing the frizz, has been a lot more enjoyable. All right, while I love baskets like this, you know, set in this sort of exotic circumstance, it does make it a lot more challenging to putt. So that's kind of disappointing. I thought I was going to get this a little bit closer, but you know me, I don't really have a forehand. Stance, grip, line, rip. Yeah, I should have called it the trick shot. But in addition to just the nature of the sport, throwing Frisbees and having the sort of tactical, strategic element to it, in addition to the skill and everything else, this game is really fun. But that is not the only reason I absolutely love this game. A lot of the people that I've met and played with over the last 4+ years, like I created this channel or made this turned this channel into a disc golf channel in like 2020, like April 2020, and just started filming content with my friend Sean and other friends, Zach and David, and met a lot of people through the YouTube channel. We ran into the course, or they saw my videos and they liked them. Ooh, all right. You know, I met a lot of people that found my channel over time. A lot of them in Houston, you know. And I've also had a lot of communications with probably at this point thousands of people online over the last 4 years. And the people aspect of this game is perhaps not given as much credit as it should be, but I've never played a sport that was so inviting, with so many good people from across all the different spectrums, and it's made me really enjoy the sport more than just the skill aspect of it or everything else. You know, I've also met like sponsors, you know, locally as well as online, and they've also been very, very friendly. So I'm not playing disc golf, you know, I'm not stopping playing disc golf. I'm not taking a break from playing disc golf, but the aspect of filming, you know, editing, you know, publishing, all that stuff, there's a cost to doing that in terms of time and effort that is very significant. Let's say Sean and I play around in disc golf, like here at 18-hole course at Bayou Bandit. The amount of footage that is a result of that is maybe about 40 minutes of footage. So that in and of itself is something to consider. Just two people playing, maybe 35, 40 minutes. And that's a lot to review and edit. So let's go ahead and run with that 40-minute number. Let's say I have 40 minutes of video on my GoPro. What I do is I upload it to my computer, import it into Premiere Pro, and then, you know, goes into a timeline. I put some other elements in there like the intro and outro that I normally put in. And then I have essentially something to work with, something to edit. Okay, better than expected. Okay, so now I have 40 minutes imported into Premiere Pro, and I'm gonna go ahead and edit it. What I do is I literally watch every second of footage from beginning to end. I don't just watch it and then do stuff to it. I watch every second, so like there will be clip 1. I clip off the front end, watch it all the way through. If there's anything that I need to clip out due to excessive time, I'll clip it out. And then at the end of the clip, I usually clip out any extraneous footage. Oh boy. So I might do that for a number of clips. It might end up being something like 50, 60 clips. And what I'll end up with is maybe a 30-minute video that I'll either upload long form, the entire video in and of itself, or I may divide it into 2 parts, a front 9 and a back 9. So let's just say I have 50 clips to edit. That'll take about an hour to watch 40 minutes of video and then cut out a bunch of stuff. And that's for a relatively simple video with 18 holes and only 2 players. That goes up a lot when you have 4 players or 6 or more. Okay, it's a lot closer than I expected. And if we were to take an example 4-player card, what happens is I will mic up 4 people with 4 of these. Each of these is a pair that comes with the receiver. I put 2 receivers on that GoPro, connect them through a splitter, and that's how I get audio. But what happens is I've got 2 audio tracks that I need to then edit. I'm gonna throw this Thunderbird. So what happens in that case, if there's, you know, 4 people, 2 tracks of audio, I have to basically have a left channel and a right channel. I copy paste the one channel to where, you know, I have 2 that run side by side. One of them is a left that I fill the right channel with, and the other one becomes a right channel that I fill the left with. And that's how you get mono audio, where you get all 4 people coming out of the same, both speakers at the same level, instead of having 2 people on the left and 2 people on the right. Okay, I'm gonna try the Thunderbird. Just gonna get it out there. Well, I put that really high. That was terrible. All right, that's about 200 feet to the basket. Accidental Anheuser. Never enjoy seeing that. But I don't want you to get me wrong. I'm not complaining about the editing process. Whether or not there's 2 people or 4 people, that has nothing to do with my decision per se. Like, it's not the direct issue that I've got. So regardless of the amount of footage there is, I have to watch all of it, edit it down, adjust audio if someone, you know, coughs, or there's a weird siren that blurts out in the middle of nowhere, or something weird happens on audio, I have to cut it out. You know, if it's something that prevents players from being audible, you know, I try to make a good presentation with the skills that I have. Ooh, I can actually feel a little bit of a headwind. Anyway, so regardless of how long the video is, I have to edit it all. And if it's, say, 40 minutes of content, it's edited down to 30 minutes, or maybe it's an hour long content that's edited down to like 45, 50 minutes. You know, I watch it at least once, and then I do an audio edit if needed on the second round, where I'm watching the whole thing. And then I put layers of graphics on it, which I'll explain in the next clip. All right, T-Bird, I'm just gonna try to go straight, get this towards the basket. Accidental Anheuser. It's not even safe. All right, I'm not exactly sure where it came out, but I'm pretty sure it did that. So I'm just gonna put my marker somewhere around here. The basket is on the other side there. So just wanna get this close so I can tap in a bogey. Unbelievable. So I create the layer, I create the first layer, which is the whole information. So if it's a 9-hole video, I put 9 holes, 1 for each of the sections. If it's 18 holes or 21 holes, I do the same for it. And from there, I put in, anytime we do a birdie or a bogey or any form of double bogey, for example, I have to put the graphic in. That graphic that you see right there, I do that. And then last but not least, the score usually goes up at the top right, which I have to look at the whole timeline and then move the little bar across and then keep adjusting the score as needed. Basket's way down there. I'm gonna try a skip shot with the Thunderbird, just kind of get it back in bounds, hopefully. Hopefully I don't do this accidental Anheuser stuff, because it's killing my ground so far. There we go. I overcompensated, but I'm out there. Okay, I'm 100 feet out from the basket. So essentially a video might take a couple hours to edit, maybe an hour and a half for that example video that I'm giving you, where I have to, you know, edit a single track with 2 players, 40 minutes of footage down to 30. I may take an hour and 30 minutes to edit before I hit the render button. Holy crap, that's against the basket. That's a leaner. That's hilarious. Wow, that is freaking hilarious. Look at that. Look at that bad boy. Welcome to the worst hole to film in disc golf, at least on this channel. On the other side of all those trees is the basket. There's no way to put me in frame without putting the camera way out there. All right, so I've got my Banshee. I'm not good with the sidearm, but I've birdied this hole numerous times doing this, so this is what I'm gonna do. Didn't execute it. Let me try my Firebird. Now this Firebird is way too beefy for me typically, so I'm gonna have to chop it a little bit. Oh, Of course, I skied it. Folks, that's one of the reasons. I was hoping to get to it later, but that's one of the reasons. All right, let's see if I can get this forehand to get close. Okay, that was better. Anyways, as I was saying, there's also the issue of, I render the video in my program on my computer basically. And before this year, I was working on a computer that I built in 2014. And it basically meant a 30-minute video probably took exactly 30 minutes to render with the way I edited it. Since then, my son, one of my boys, bought with my money a brand new computer, which made rendering videos a lot quicker, and I could actually edit 4K video. So now a 4K video that's 30 minutes long will take about 10, 12 minutes to render. There's a little bit of stuff on the back end that happens that once the video is rendered, it has to be laid out onto the drive, etc., etc. So long story short, I was able to have better quality video because of that, but there's still the cost of doing all that over time. Throwing this bright yellow Hawkeye because the grass is tall and highly likely this is going to be really hard to see unless it's very visible. Put the right amount of ante on that one. That one's going to flex into the middle of the fairway. Okay, I'll take it. Okay, about 120 feet to the basket. So long story short is the video gets rendered and then I have to upload it. Now that I'm rendering and publishing at 4K, every video that I create is 4 times as large as the 1080p content due to the resolution having 4 times as many pixels for the quality level that I'm rendering at. Oh, I put too much on it. That's going to be a really tough putt. It's not too bad. It's a little bit beyond pin high. Oh well. Okay, so I'm 25 feet out per bush now. So anyways, while I'm uploading the video, it may take a good hour to upload the video. Let me put this here so I don't forget. And because it takes that long, I usually have to do other stuff. I can still watch disc golf videos even though I'm uploading. Now keep in mind, I'm doing this all in the evening. So usually after the sun sets is when I'm doing all this editing. So let's say if the sun sets at 7 or 8 p.m., I generally have all this done by 10 o'clock. And generally while the video is uploading, either I'm eating or I'm editing a thumbnail. So, all right, basket is strangely visible for once here. So let's see if I can get this Centurion kind of close. That felt so good out of my hand. It's too bad it ran into the bush. Okay, the good news is it made it through the bush. The bad news is there's not really a clear line of sight to the basket. This is gonna be really difficult for me to putt and place the camera. All right, well, that's the best I'm gonna be able to do given the circumstances. I need to get that mini there so I can at least put my foot in. All right, I'm gonna try to make this putt. It's probably 35 out. I don't step or jump putt, so that really doesn't matter. I just need to know how far the basket is. Oh, just shy of it. Now, if I get done editing a video early enough, I'll actually do some proofreading. For lack of a better term, proofing. I will just rewatch the video, make sure there's no errors. But if it's late, I will just go ahead and skip that process and upload it because I watch the video 2-3 times during the editing process and I catch 99% of the errors there. It is rare that I proof and catch any errors afterwards, but sometimes I'll proof and miss an error. Sometimes I won't proof and I'll still get an error, and that's just life. And by error, that could be anything. That could be a missed score. That could be something, I don't know. But regardless, something's wrong with the video. And if I catch it in post, you know, after the render, I'll end up having to load up the program, you know, find and fix the error, and then re-render, and then I upload. As I'm uploading, I update the YouTube channel, etc., etc. So you might be asking yourself, Nick, why are you telling me all this? Well, content creation has a cost. It has a cost of effort, a cost of time, a cost of a lot of other things that I can't think of now, but I assure you they exist. And I probably spent 10,000 hours, maybe, at least several thousand hours editing, uploading, doing the whole content creation side. And I have a channel that has, you know, 2,300, 2,400 viewers. I've got over 1.2 million views according to the YouTube thing. So there's pros and cons, but I'm not doing this to get rich. I'm not doing this to make lots of money. I make $50, $60 a month. I'm not doing this for fame, even though I do have hundreds and hundreds of people that I've interacted with and that know me, and lots of people see my videos. The bottom line is 3 videos a week, 5 videos a week. It takes a toll. I'm doing it for years. This is my 4th year. I'm actually, 4 years and a month or 2 in doing this. So all that matters. Here's my Valkyrie. Okay, all right, 74 feet to the basket. Normally if I was throwing, I wouldn't be worrying about a mini or whatever. But since I'm gonna attempt to putt to get close, every inch counts, right ladies? Booyah. So bottom line is, this is a labor of love, but there's a lot of labor to love. So anyways, even though I do this at night, it's just a lot of time and effort and money to some extent that's involved in this process, and I just need a break. It's a lot. It's taking a lot out of me, more than I realized. Even though I love doing this, and I'm going to keep doing this, I have to take a break, and I have to sort of re-strategize the direction I'm going to take the channel. It's still going to be disc golf. It's still going to be a lot of what you see, but I need to produce better content, get a better camera, get a drone, and so forth. That was cooking. All right, this is another one of those where I can just putt to get close, provided that I don't screw up, the putt itself. There we go, right next to it. So basically what I'm saying is, me doing all this work on this channel, I think is inhibiting my ability to get better at the game of disc golf, and it has its own fatiguing factor, just simply doing it day in and day out, or multiple days a week. So a lot of this circles back to the pros of this channel. I met a lot of people, made a little bit of money on the side that helps support my hobby, etc., etc. All that's well and good, but me being unable to get better at this game by any significant measure, that is what's crushed me. Right now, I do not throw any farther than I did 2 years ago when I started my form change journey. In fact, my form looks very similar. I don't know if I've talked about this before on other other videos previously, but it's never going away. It is never going away. That is so frustrating. And I can do more, but I'm too busy editing videos, among other things. Okay, well that's probably farther than I've ever thrown this. The irony. Okay, so just being real, I've never actually gone past the basket before. I'm beyond pin high. Pin high would be over there. So this is a unicorn. It doesn't happen that often where I actually get off a really good drive. Even though I've been working on my form, it's just not evident to me looking at it on video day in and day out, week in and week out, over time. Almost got a birdie. But just to be clear, it's more than like the random throw like this, which is really good. I look at video of myself, and I can do the side-by-side of what I did last week, or a month ago when I last did form work, looking at the form, to like almost 2 years ago. Very, very similar, despite my best efforts to try to differentiate what I'm doing from what I used to do. And to be clear, it's more than just merely the distance. It is the accuracy. I keep having these rounds where I'm trying to just do that one thing where it's like, okay, I'm gonna bring this out more. What happens is I don't actually bring it out more, but because I'm attempting to bring it out more and the body's preventing me from doing it, what happens is I do this throw and it's weird. It's either accidental anhyzer, or I let go too early, or I let go late and it's on hyzer, and it's just like not predictable. If I were to just spend dedicated time just practicing throwing and working on it and getting it to actually the form changes take place, I could actually get somewhere. But I'm never actually getting anywhere. I do no disc drills, I do other things, stuff I've outlined before, and it's just frustrating. And so I need to allocate more time to form work than channel work, film work, production work. That's my Dynasty. I just wanted it out there. Okay, I've got a putt. All right, I'm 25 feet out yet again, and the battery's about to die, so I need to get this putt in before it cuts out. I fluffed it. I just had a yip. And to be clear, when I say yip, there's a certain type of involuntary action that occurs that I consider a yip. Just simply being uncoordinated or missing, that's not a yip. It has to be noticeable. And to this point, I've only mentioned all the disc golf related stuff that I deal with. The fact is, you know, I'm a network engineer. I work Monday to Friday, 8 to 5, that kind of job. So huge chunks of my life are allocated to, you know, actually making money, actually being a successful engineer, whatever you want to call it, worker, whatever. And yeah, I mean, it's just I'm always working. There's a lot of effort. All this is work in a sense. I mean, the disc golf stuff is fun as heck, but like the editing and everything else is its own form of work, and it's a different kind of a hobby that from time to time is less enjoyable. Particularly if I'm had a really bad round and I'm looking at the footage and I'm really unhappy with it, I still make a video out of it and put it online. It's my TL. It's not like I'm a terrible player, but I keep hitting this plateau or the ceiling or this limit, and I can kind of peek through from time to time with my throwing. My putting's gotten better, but my throwing, I just keep hitting this wall. All right, sorry you have to put up with the sun being in the lens, but that's the best I could do considering the circumstances. I tried putting the camera in the shade, but I'm gonna end up blocking the view with this putt. See, putting's good. So bottom line is I'm still gonna play the same amount of disc golf I normally do. I'm gonna play a couple times on the weekends. I'm gonna go to a putting league on Wednesday nights when I have time, if I'm free that evening. And Thursday, I may do the Spring Valley Par 2. I never record those. But, you know, I was still planning on playing 3 or 4 times a week, but I need more time to myself to actually work on form. I'm on the disc golf course review forums. I'm in the Disc Nation Discord, the Trebuchet Disc Golf Discord, Scott Stokely, Slingshot. I'm on, you know, all dealing with form, but I've reached a saturation point where I know I need to do X, Y, and Z. I just don't have time to do X, Y, and Z, and I'm so burned out in some respects, and I need to do better. And I've just limited myself because of all this video production work and the channel stuff. So well, I think I got a putt. We'll see. Okay, this one's not going to be easy. I'm going to have to focus up for this one. I'm 20 plus out, but there's a little bit of a, got the sun and the bushes. That was me not putting enough on it. So that's basically it in a nutshell. I need to spend more time getting better at the game so that down the road I can produce better content. So I'm going to spend more time working on form, and then I'm going to try to build on the form changes to where I can actually produce them in a disc golf round, because that's been my biggest challenge. You know, I could go into a lot more detail, but clearly I've exceeded detail levels in this video. That was a really good like throw, but it hit a tree. Now I'm going to use my mulligan and go a touch lower with my Valkyrie. That was my Sphinx. It's going to hit the same tree. Oh, it just went past it. Heck yeah. Okay, I'm 75 feet out from the basket. Really, this Valkyrie is only about 30 feet closer than that Sphinx was. So all in all, that first throw, the way it worked out, wasn't actually that bad. I just wish I could have seen it finish its flight, because I think that would have got a touch farther than this, all things considered. All right, another super putt to get kind of close. For me, anything past 60, 65 feet is a big putt. There we go. That's a tap in. So yeah, even my range on putts has improved. And really I owe the success in putting, not to putting practice per se, but simply by doing putting leagues and just continuing to play disc golf. So yeah, that's gonna do it. Thank you guys for putting up with this probably exceptionally long video for a solo round, at least on my channel. I'm not quitting the biz, but I do need to make less videos. For the next month or so, I may not be making more than a video every week or a video every 2 weeks. And it's gonna vary greatly what I do. It's probably going to be a shorter type of video, like 9-hole rounds or duels with Sean that are relatively short. And I'm going to try to team up and collab with other Houston-based disc golf channels like UFO Disc Golf and Kyle Robertson Disc Golf. Yeah, that's basically going to do it. Thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe or stay subscribed, as I'm not going anywhere, but I just need to take a little time off. There's plenty of top-notch, better content creators out there in the space. You know, Anthony Danza, Nate Turner, Broderick, a lot of other great people, Chasing Chains, etc., etc. You guys know. So yeah, that's going to do it. Thank y'all very much for watching. Thank y'all very much for your support. It is not unseen. I definitely notice and enjoy the support. And for lack of a better phrase, I love you guys and gals where appropriate. And we'll catch you next time. Thank you very much for watching and have a great day.